Have some chunks. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's recipe. This week we're gonna make shrimp toast. So let's get started. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna prepare our shrimp. So I have about a pound of shrimp here, and I'm gonna take half, and we're going to just slice them into chunks, or cut them into chunks, just like that. I like to have both the texture of shrimp as well as the shrimp paste in the shrimp toast, just so that you know what you're eating. Nobody wants mystery meat. And since this recipe only calls for a few ingredients, you want to make sure you get good quality shrimp. I usually get Gulf shrimp just because I'm from New Orleans, and that's what we have that's local, that's really nice and fresh. So now I'm going to just go in and just mince the shrimp now. What I could also do before I finally chop all the shrimp, you can take a shrimp like this, take your knife, and smash it. This is probably better with a cleaver. Ideally, you want this shrimp to become a paste. Then I have my smashed shrimp. We're just going to go back and really chop it up. You know you have a good consistency of the shrimp once you can kind of lift it up with your knife, and it kind of is like a paste. You can kind of form it into a little ball. We're going to go ahead and add that to our chopped up shrimp. And while I have my knife out, I'm going to go ahead and cut one scallion. So we're going to just finely slice a scallion. One green onion goes right in. We have our chopped up shrimp, our finely minced shrimp, a green onion to this. Now we're going to season it. If you're using something besides diamond crystal salt, you want to start with a ½ teaspoon, but I'm going to add a teaspoon of salt to this, 1/8 of a teaspoon of white pepper, a ½ teaspoon of sugar, a ½ teaspoon of sesame oil, 1 teaspoon of fish sauce. Now to that, I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of cornstarch and 1 egg white. And that's just going to combine it all together. And now you're going to just mix this up until it's one sticky paste. Stir it in the same direction until it all kind of sticks together. Sometimes it's just better to do it with your hands. So once it becomes a paste where you can kind of clean the bowl with one hand, you can start building your shrimp toast. For the toast, I have about 6 pieces of white bread. I'm going to go and cut off the edges, just like that. I'll do a variety. So triangles, some like this shape. So whichever shape you want, you can cut them, cut the edges, and now we assemble. I have my shrimp filling right here, and now we're going to put our shrimp filling right in, sandwich it, and then kind of smoothen the sides. Be generous with the filling because, you know, that's where all the flavor is. I like to kind of overfill them, and then you can always scrape off any extra. So you have a nice healthy portion and amount of shrimp. So I'm going to do this to the rest of these. And then before we fry it, we're going to make a little quick sauce. You'll start with a third of a cup of sugar, a third of a cup of rice wine vinegar or white vinegar. Any light color vinegar will work. I have a tablespoon of cornstarch here. I'm going to mix 1/3 of a cup of water right into that. And to make it a little spicy, I'm going to add some sambal. So this is a chili kind of paste. You could use sriracha if you want to. I'm going to go with 2 tablespoons, but you can feel free to add as much or as little as you like. And a tablespoon of fish sauce. So I'm going to just mix that cornstarch and the water together. And then I'm going to pour that in. Give it a nice whisk and bring it to a boil so that the cornstarch activates and it'll thicken and that the sugar doesn't burn on the bottom of the pot. Okay, once it comes to a boil, then that is done. And this is my very quick sweet and sour sauce. Takes 5 minutes to make. Now let's fry our shrimp toast. Whenever I'm checking the temperature, I like to stir it around. Go ahead and fry. You just want to shallow fry them. Look how golden brown that is. And just ensure that things are cooked, or maybe even going on the sides a little bit. Look at that. That looks so good. Put that on. Nice golden brown. That one got a little dark, but that looks good. Now let's give it a taste. Look how crispy that looks. Dip it in my little sauce. Wow. Crispy, juicy in the center, plump shrimp. Can't ask for more. And I like how sour the sauce is to pair with this because it could be very fatty because, I mean, it's deep fried bread. But I hope you guys try this recipe. I hope you love it. And I'll see you guys next week. Cheers.